Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Wurundjeri and Woiwurrung traditional land for the CCM National Women's Tournament 2023, and it will be game 9 of quite a few games. So this is the 9th game we've had since about 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and it's been a lot of hockey. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me again this morning, get it right eventually, is Britt Jackson. Britt, it's great to have you with us, looking after the play-by-play today. I hope you're having a lot of fun with your first taste of commentary for this magnificent game of hockey. This is the 9th game of the tournament. It is between the Melbourne Reds in red and the West Australian Ice Quokkas in the West Australian traditional colours of black, yellow and white, and they do look absolutely superb. The warm-up just getting underway now. The players have been, I saw some of them outside earlier having a bit of a warm-up outside. We were just remarking on the amount of hockey that we've played. 3 games so far in less than 24 hours, in fact almost less than 12 hours. By the end of this tournament, by the end of tonight, when they play another 2 games each, they will have played 5 games in about 36 hours. That is an awful lot of hockey. And there's going to be more and more fatigue, more and more tired legs and more tired brains as we go through. Speaking of such things, we do have some unfortunately, a little bit of bad news. Sophie Abertangelo from the Central Coast Stingrays has a broken arm. She had a bit of a fall near the boards and put herself hard into the boards. It wasn't a result of a collision. We think she just blew an edge. But unfortunately, she will be out for the rest of the tournament with a broken arm. We do wish her a speedy recovery. It's terrible to have that sort of an injury. But hopefully she will be as right as possible as soon as possible. The ladder as it stands at the moment, the Stingrays are on top, the Quokkas second place, and the Reds in third place on the ladder. You can have a look at all the statistics on Hockey Site. It's icehq.hockeysite.com, and the Hockey Site is with a Y. I apologise for the questionable spelling, but there you go, that's what it is. We can't post links. It's much trendier, yes, absolutely, or something equally inscrutable. But there you go. So the ladder as it stands at the moment, we've got the Stingrays on top with 3 wins, 6 points. The Quokkas with 4, but they've only played the 2 games. They have a chance now to bring it up to 6 if they can beat the Reds. If the Reds win, that brings them up to 4 points, which will tie them on points with the Quokkas, and then it comes back to a count back on goals scored. The Quokkas so far have scored 9 with just the 2 goals against. They've been prolific, whereas the Reds 5 and 3, 4 and against. So the Quokkas have done particularly well. They did have 2 wins so far. The Quokkas, they beat the Adelaide team at 2-1 first up yesterday, and then they beat the Furies 7-1, so a big win there. That does great things for their scoring percentage, whereas the Melbourne Reds won yesterday 4-1 against the Flaming Galahs, but they lost 2-1 to the Adelaide team, which they weren't expecting. This Melbourne Reds team is not quite the same Melbourne Reds team that we saw last tournament. Defensively, they are excellent. They are difficult to score against. They've only given away 3 goals in 2 games, and that's not bad. What they're missing out on, however, is the ability to score. They're very much missing Nella Brenning, who isn't playing with them this season. She's up playing AWIHL for the Melbourne Ice. So, well, nicely earned promotion for her. But what that has done for the Reds is deprive them of one of their prime scorers. She's certainly one of the biggest goal scorers of the tournament. We haven't yet seen Simone Leach tickle the twine. We're hoping that she can do that for them. She's usually a pretty prolific sort of a goal scorer. She gets in front of the net. Cashin scored 1, Bri Johnson with 1, and Justine Krulak with the 2 goals. And Jess Megg scored 1 as well. But Jess, get this, she's driving the Zamboni today, so she can't play for the team. Our apologies, Jess, that you're kind of a little bit tangled up with that. So tell me, Britt, she will, Britt, tell me what do you reckon's going to happen here? Who's going to take it, the Quokkas or the Reds?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, they seem
Reds have scored. The Quokkas have scored a lot of goals. They can do it.
Yeah,
they're prolific in attack.
Just in the training here as well, they're quite united as a team here.
Interestingly, though, who have they played against? They scored 7 against the Furies, and we have seen the Furies win earlier today in a bit of an unexpected win against the Melbourne Galahs. But that was mostly through the efforts of one player, Sarah Edmonds, who did score a lot of goals. She didn't play in that first game. So can the Reds get up over the West Australian Ice Quokkas? I think this could be a very close game indeed. The Reds learned a lot of lessons yesterday. They needed to play some smarter hockey. They made some, trying to be a little bit too clever at times, as the West Australian team played a well-disciplined and structured game. So we'll see how it goes. Puck gets dropped, and we are underway.
And Cashin wins the face-off there for the Reds. Reds in possession in the neutral zone. hitting it into their offense, and it's being chased and picked up there by Cashin. Coming up the boards, possession of the Quokkas. Hit out by goalie there, Leicester. And we've got a little bit of contest for the puck pretty early on, which is good. Picked up by Antle, trying to hit it into the slot. And it's knocked away by Leicester.
It's a really minor thing, but one of the really nice things about the West Australian jerseys is they've all got their names on the back of them, which makes life a lot easier for us.
It certainly does.
Especially when the names are right.
And McNabb with the puck here. Oh, and she takes a fall, but manages to get it to another player.
That's Cashin, who just not quite able to keep the puck in.
Clark with the puck. Great pass, a little bit wide off, but Antil picks it up anyway. Taking it off, going for a shot on the net. Shots on the net, but it's covered up by Leicester last
Everyone
minute.
lost that there for a second. It was a good shot through traffic. Sobol was coming across to cut off the shot, but just got a little bit caught out of position, and that created a nice scoring opportunity there for the West Australians. A high shot. Leicester lost sight of it briefly, and the puck was bobbling around on the ground, but there was no one there from the Quokkas there to swoop on it, and they get a face-off to get the chances.
Reds in possession of the puck behind the net in the defensive zone. And it's knocked back by Zooks. Sliding just past the goal there.
Lots of puck being put across the front of the net. The Reds so far have been unable to clear the puck out of the zone for this little bit of defensive pressure. Quite a lot of offensive time for the West Australian team.
Gazzardo with the puck. Trying to hit it out of the zone, and yeah, they just can't manage to hit it out yet.
Pass across a big juicy rebound. There
right
it is.
front,
bounces over everything. Oh, that didn't miss the net
there.
by much. Millimetres in that one.
Nelson taking it out for the Reds.
The Reds still not able to clear the puck out of the zone. They're a little bit lucky there, the West Australians, but finally the Reds managed to get the puck out. But it's going to be icing, and so they're going to have to come back on the ice. Those Reds defenders who are pretty desperate to get a change. Sobol dragged back onto the ice by the referees, keeping a keen eye that when you do ice the puck, you are not allowed to get a change. And so the Reds dragged back on. And one thing they were doing yesterday that was quite noticeable was they were doing quite long shifts and spending a long time on the ice. And does lead to a lot more accumulated fatigue, takes the sting out of your legs. And as we know with this tournament with a lot of ice time, you want to stay fresh.
Quokkas contesting quite heavily here for the puck. We've got just up at the boards, got a good view here actually. And they're still contesting, just going up the boards. Not too clear on possession here for either team.
Puck comes out of the zone for the West Australians. Angelique with a chance now on the forecheck, but it's tidied up by Leicester.
Nelson with the puck behind the net, trying to hit it out of the zone. Kind of gets a little bit fumbled there against Smythe there. Nice pass over to Quezada. Going for a bit of a wraparound on the net here. Loses the puck up the boards, but manages to find it back. And going for a shot on net here. And that was Nelson. Reds still with the puck, a little bit loose in the zone. And Quokkas trying to take it out. Crosses the line. We'll have the Reds crossing over the line now.
Angelique just a little bit slow at getting the puck out of the zone. She put herself under a bit of unnecessary pressure just by dawdling around with the puck on the blue, and they really want to prioritise getting the puck out of the zone before they get cute with it. And she was nearly caught unstuck there. We'll have a little bit of a pile up in front of the net. Everyone deciding to lie down on top of everyone. And it's tired. You probably want a good sleep. Hopefully West Australian friends got a good night's sleep last night. It's a long way to travel across from Perth to Melbourne for a long weekend. It's certainly going to feel like a long weekend of hockey for them. We're enormously pleased that you've made the trip over here, our friends from Perth. It's great to have you here for the West Australian Quokkas, and we hope you're enjoying your time.
Leach with a good pass there to Gallagher, back around the net. Reds in possession here in the offensive. Puck takes a high fall. Being picked up again by Johnson there. And back in possession with Krulak. Oh, doesn't quite. Krulak's good block there from Krulak. And it's hit out of the zone by the Quokkas.
So the West Australians do clear the zone, but straight back in with pressure is the Melbourne Reds.
Krulak tries to hit it into the centre there for a pass, doesn't quite get to one of the players, but Red's still in possession here in the neutral
Gallagher
zone.
with some fancy footwork, but does get tangled up a little bit. But it does result in an attacking opportunity now, and a shot on the net goes wide.
That was by Krulak. Johnson with the puck here for the Reds. Surrounded by a couple Quokkas there.
Simone Leach now floating menacingly around the slot area, looking to try and get a shot in. The puck comes out, and out you go again.
Got some good defence here on an attempted breakaway by McNabb.
McNabb puts the puck across the front of the net. Dangerous option there, and Taylor Lester tidies it up. We did see, sorry, that was Nicole Clark for the Quokkas. We did see Clark and McNabb make some good plays yesterday, create a lot of scoring opportunities for them in that 7-1 win over the Furies.
And we've got a good line change here for each team. Some fresh
A
legs on the ice.
little bit slow for the Quokkas getting the fifth player on the ice. Almost looked like they wanted to give it away for a little while. Their lines are getting organised now. They've got 5 on the bench, so 7 on the bench, sorry, so they do have a little bit of management to do.
Nelson running with the puck for the Reds. Some good speed on her, but followed up quite closely by Richards there.
So smart play too by Cashin. She was just running a little bit of a, not quite interference, but maintaining her line and just forcing the West Australian back check to have to go around it, which created just a little bit more space for the Reds attack. It's smart play.
Puck's flying high. Richards picks it up. And we've got a bit of a run here by Zooks. Trying to keep up with the puck. It's flying a little bit faster, I think, than her. And Smythe picks it up at the boards, contesting with Gallagher. Gallagher manages to steal it away, runs it behind the back of the net. And just
Gallagher just trying to be a little bit too clever.
Yeah.
Creates another scoring opportunity for the West Australians.
Got some good defence here by the Reds, and Cashin manages to steal it away, running it into the zone.
It's been in the house for quite a while, Cashin, though. That's quite a long shift for Bron.
Just gets knocked away. Gallagher manages to keep it in the zone. Shot on net, doesn't quite make it. Watson hitting it out. Tapped in by Sobol there. Trying to keep it in the zone, the Reds. We've got a little bit of a pile up here. Back on their feet. And Quokkas managed to clear it out. With a bit of contest from a couple of the Reds there.
And Seed managed to get a shot away. Was it Seed? No, I'm sorry, that wasn't. That was Chloe Sayers who got the breakaway. But you could see the urgency in the back check there by the Melbourne Reds. There was 3 of them racing back quickly to shut down the option. So they did get a shot on Leicester, but it was under pressure.
Yeah, they really followed up with a line there.
Good desperation in defence by the Reds there. Not letting the West Australians get behind them as much as they would like to.
McNabb with the puck.
6 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the
Clark
first. The score is still 0-0. 3 shots to the Reds, 5 shots to the Quokkas. Reds reversing backwards and forwards behind the net, just trying to find a breakout through the West Australian press, but they're not successful in it.
Antle and McNabb just following that puck line.
Good layered play by both teams. You can see as the players are coming down, they've got support skating past them and just cleaning up on any things that should go wrong, because invariably things do.
And Van der Villet just staying close to that puck there alongside Antle. A little bit of back and forth in that neutral zone. And Nelson manages to pick it up for the Reds. Shot on net
with
by
another
the
shot.
That
Wasn't much on that one, but
No.
you put it on the net and sometimes you get those lucky rebounds, and every now and then the goalie will misread it, especially when it bounces just in front of them. Puck isn't a ball. It doesn't quite bounce in the way that you would hope that it would. And every now and then that one can sneak through a goalie who's just a little bit unlucky and maybe doesn't get their pads down behind it, or it creates a rebound opportunity as well. So it's often said in hockey there's no such thing as a bad shot, and on the whole that's true. If you put it on the net, you create an opportunity.
Quokkas with most possession of the puck here in the offensive zone. Reds have just taken it back, and they're trying to clear it up.
Certainly it's a good forechecking by the West Australian team. They're doing a great job of keeping the Reds pinned down in their own zone.
Yeah.
They're not overcommitting on it either. They do have layered defence. It's coming back. The puck goes this way, and that's going to be an icing. Unfortunately for the West Australian team, they did dump the puck from just on their defensive side of the red line, and then the puck the middle line of the rink, and then the puck crossed the far line without anyone touching it. No way they could get down there first, so they'll be sent down to their defensive zone. They can't get a change, and they will have a defensive zone face-off. But as we know, defensive zone face-off is a great counter-attacking opportunity. Can they turn it into one? In this particular instance, no.
Face-off won by Krulak there. Got some high defence here, taken by Johnson. Goes for a shoot on the net, and it's a glove save.
And Leach made that pass up to Johnson, but Johnson was sitting very high. There's been some good pressure down low, close to the net in that slot area by the West Australian team. So Johnson's put herself up high to give herself a little bit more room. But as a result, the goalie with a lot more time to read it, she kind of lobbed the puck in high, which makes it a fairly easy catch. So what's saying about goalies, fast hands and slow feet. Pass it to their glove, because they're usually going to catch it.
That low slot there.
Get down low and hard, absolutely. If you can get that low shot, it creates your rebound opportunities. They're not pretty, they don't make the highlight reels. They win games.
Puck's chased down the ice by Sobel, and followed by Scene. Quokkas trying to gain possession here. 2 Quokkas on Sobel here.
More good sustained pressure by the West Australians. Just keeping that puck in.
The Reds managed to sneak it out.
This time that's Nelson doing the right thing and just dumping the puck out of the zone and forcing the Quokkas to get out.
Bit of contest at the boards there. Tried to hit out by Reds, not quite strong enough of a shot, and crowded by a few Quokkas there in defence.
With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play, we're still 0-all. Quokkas with 6 shots according to the scorers, and the Reds with just the 4. None of them have gone through yet.
And we've got Sayers going for the puck. Quick, sneaky little shot on the net there by Frost. Doesn't quite make it. Hits off the boards there, the pads. And
we're going to have hand is up for an icing, and that will bring the puck all the way back for an icing. And the West Australians caught trying to get a change. No, sorry, you get back on the rink. That's Lauren Smith trying to get off the ice. And the referee very alert to that. You are not allowed to get that change on the icing. So they come back again. Can they turn this particular defensive zone face-off? It's on the other side this time. Can they turn it into a scoring opportunity? Often if the centre can just poke the puck behind the attacking centre's feet, that creates that lane for a winger to skate through and pick it up on a breakaway. But,
Frost does a bit of a loose pass there, and Quokkas managed to take it. Gallagher's got it back though.
Gallagher finds Marie Newell. But she doesn't take the puck with her. It's that little black rubber thing, you need it. You can't go without it, unfortunately. Under 2 minutes to go. Just over a minute now left, minute and 10 seconds by the time the puck is retrieved here, and we will have another icing. This time it's the Reds guilty of the sin.
That was by Frost there.
So they will be brought back with just over a minute to play by the time the puck is dropped. It'll be around about 50 seconds. The West Australians can get the change. The Reds cannot. And this will be a scoring opportunity for the Reds, or a counter-attacking opportunity. Never take these face-offs for granted if you are in attacking play. See how the West Australian D have crept right up. Want to be careful they don't get anyone behind them there. That's Lieber getting herself high.
Gallagher running with the puck. McNabb manages to steal it away in the neutral zone still. And
30 seconds to go
Clark
in the
with
period.
The puck here, trying to run it into the zone, but it's lost and picked up by the Reds. Ooh, bit of a fall.
Newell stands on the puck.
There.
McNabb gets the shot away. Beautiful shot, but Leicester gets some body in the way. 17 seconds to play. It's the last rush of the period for the Reds, probably. The Quokkas will be keen to clear the zone with just a few seconds to go in the period. If they just dump the puck down the other end, it's a safe option. Relieve themselves of the pressure.
And the Quokkas good.
And there it is. That winds up the first period. It's 0-all. It's been a torrid tussle so far between the two teams. 7 shots on the net according to the scorers for the Quokkas, and just the 4 for the Reds. No penalties, which is always a good thing. was relieved about that. And what do you think, Brett, what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing pretty evenly here. Quokkas are really good on the forecheck, on the defence. They're keeping busy, you know, keeping in their positions. Reds are pretty eager. They're making a couple of loose passes. They could probably tie up their offence a little bit cleaner.
They're also just, from my mind, just watching what's happening in defence with the Reds. They're trying to be a little bit too cute.
Yeah.
They're not prioritising, and they were guilty of this yesterday as well when they played against the Adelaide team, and it gave away a few good scoring opportunities. They're trying to puck handle a little bit too much in the defensive zone, and what that does is if you get it wrong, you lose possession in your defensive zone and allows more sustained pressure. You can get a bit overconfident with that sort of thing. You want to be really mindful of it. Your priority should always be to get the puck out of the zone. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's got to get out of the zone. If it is pretty, that's a bonus. And that's nice, and maybe it turns into a scoring opportunity. But if you don't get the puck out of the zone, you're going to get goals scored against you. Or at least you're going to get sustained defensive zone time, which leads to fatigue, which ultimately leads to more goals being scored against you. So they want to be mindful of that. Get the puck out of the zone. Get the puck out of the zone rather than try and be too cute with it.
Yeah, the Quokkas are pretty quick in their skating as well. So
got a good forecheck.
They're putting some good pressure on the Reds there.
Absolutely, and I think some of the players from the Reds are perhaps getting a little bit overconfident. Like, hey, I can go coast to coast all the time, and well, guess what? You can't. So I just want to be a little bit mindful of that. If they can sort that out, they'll be more effective in the second period. And I'm sure they will know that. And I'm sure their coaches will get that all sorted out for them as well. They've got Lucy Parrington, and she is an absolute legend of the game, coaching them today. And you won't find a better hockey player in women's hockey in this country than Lucy Parrington. And she will no doubt crack the whip and get them playing a solid game. But the West Australian Ice Quokkas, certainly at the moment with the flow, can they get the go and stick the puck where the Reds would hate it to be, and that is in their own net? Will we wait and see as the second period about to get underway? We've got 30 more minutes of hockey this morning, and this is the next 15 minutes of it. And then we get a long lunch break.
Clark Krulak on the face-off here, and it's won by Krulak. Reds in possession, taking it into their zone. Running it up the ice, we've got Johnson, and a bit of a kerfuffle there.
Got a hand up for a penalty, and that will be one of the West Australians doing 2 minutes in the naughty corner.
Lieber.
Yeah. Lieber will sit it out. It's getting 2 minutes for a hook.
Not too ecstatic about that one.
No, oh, very rarely are you happy about a penalty. Have you had a penalty yet?
No.
No. See, that's why you don't understand. It wasn't me, honestly.
I haven't had a goal yet either, but...
So the Reds now with the power play. It's a good opportunity for them to try and pepper the net and get some shots on.
Quokkas are really following the puck.
There it is, but no, it wasn't. That was an absolute prime scoring opportunity there. We saw it puck go in the net, but it didn't. And that was unfortunately for Krulak. She just sprayed it just to the left. It was an absolute prime scoring opportunity. The Quokkas just a little slow on the change. You can do that. Take your time. Run the clock down a little bit. But that was an A-grade scoring opportunity there for the Reds that just didn't go. They'd be ruining that one.
Reds in possession here.
Cashin fires it across the front. Quokkas, you can see them just trying to tie the puck up. They don't. This moment, the priority is on clearing the puck down the ice, and they do exactly that.
Gallagher chasing for the puck, followed by one of the Quokkas there.
That's Lauren Smith clearing the puck down the other end. They want to be careful not to overextend on the forecheck, but if they manage it well. There's Krulak trying to make amends for that miss earlier.
That was a good pass there by Krulak. Tried to follow through the Kazada shot on goal.
40 seconds to go on the power play. By the time the puck is dropped, it'll be closer to 30 seconds. And the Reds have got a couple of good scoring opportunities in one, including one which, for us here, it looked like it had gone in, but it hit the wrong side of the net.
Which is not what you want.
It's not, well, it's what you want if you're West Australian.
Yeah.
It's not so much what you want if you're wearing a red jersey. Leach now trying to find the opportunity.
And Reds still in possession here.
Just got 15 seconds to go on the Lieber penalty.
Reds seem to be slowing it down a little bit, looking for a good pass, opening up their chances.
Yeah, they're being patient. They're trying to get Leach into that slot position with a stick on the ice, but she's been constantly pressed, not getting the room she's used to. It winds up the penalty. Lieber skates across now. This is where the Reds could be a little bit vulnerable if they're not aware of that.
Couple shots on net by Leach there. Doesn't quite get through, and
Leach had the chance, but the West Australian goaltender there, absolutely, and there's Eleanor Watson, did a great job of just getting body in the way and blocking everything. She might have a couple of bruises from that. Leach has got a pretty decent shot on her, especially in close, and that's what she was trying to do. Leach is get in that slot position and just pepper the net. West Australians just very slow with that change.
Cash and McNabb face off here. Ooh, and won by McNabb. Sorry, that was Dravo. Quokkas try to clear it out of the zone, and it's cleared by Scene. Oh, and it's
Not
kept
quite.
in. Not quite. I was a bit eager on that one.
It looked right,
Kept in by Cashin.
but it didn't. And the puck now dumped out into the boards, into the Reds line by Haydock. I'm sure she didn't mean to, but it looks like he didn't score anyone either, so that's okay. That's why there are interesting rules about having people on your bench, and one of them is kids are required to wear helmets. And you can think, well, why is that? It's because you could wear a puck. And I tell you what, they do hurt.
Nelson goes for a shot there.
West Australian goaltenders had quite a workout in the last couple of minutes.
And
in
we've got
fact,
a goal by Cashin, opening the scoreboard for the game.
the workout for the West Australian goaltender, Eleanor Watson, has unfortunately for her ended in Cashin scoring the goal. And you can see there the referee having an issue with the players' jerseys, trying to read the number, the same issue that we have.
Yeah.
They do tend to ride up on you a little bit. And as a result, they're trying to find out who got the assist. What's your number? I can't see it. And you can see there it just immediately disappeared. So we can't even read the number from here. West Australians eager and ready to go to get that one back. The Reds now with a 1-0 lead with 10 minutes to go in the second.
Quokkas take possession of this with Clark running it up into the zone. Stifling over the boards. We've got Quokkas taking it back into the zone with Antil. Shot on net. Hits the post.
Well, I nearly got over Lester's shoulder there in net for the Reds. So it's a pretty good shot. Quite a lot of the time what we've seen from those shots from distance have been almost the players have been lobbing the puck towards the net, hoping it will drop down into it. But that one had a bit more sting on it. It was a pretty nice shot. It just went over the top of everything and didn't miss the top of the net by much. But that's all it has to miss by.
Quokkas clearing the puck out of the zone. Clark trying to come in from behind. But the Reds managed to take it up the back, hitting it up the boards. Quokkas maintain it in their zone, but the Reds are in the right position for defence. Reds with possession of the puck, hitting it in, but there's no one there to take the pass.
That's Kev Van der Kleet looking for a passing option across to Newell. He's not quite able to make the connection.
Frost trying to hit the puck away, and it's followed up by Antil, taking it into the Quokkas zone. Shot on net. Quite from the blue line, that one was, but
It tested out Leicester. It bounced just in front of her, and they can be really tricky.
Reds with possession of the puck. We've got Kazada trying to follow it up the ice. Picked up by Leach. And hit in by Frost. And we're going to have an offside.
With 8 minutes to play in the second. The Reds have got a 1-goal lead. Shots on the net, according to the score, is 10 apiece. So it has been pretty even. Leicester, sorry, not Leicester. It was Brodden Cashin managing to get the puck in the net after some sustained shots in front of Eleanor Watson. Eleanor had done a lot of good work, but Cashin got one past her. And the Reds out to a 1-goal lead with just under 8 minutes to play in the second.
Krulak looking for a pass here from
Being given
Quokkas
absolutely
managed to take
no room at all to move there, being out-muscled by Dravo, who's very strong.
Cameron with the puck, tries to pass it up to Richards there, doesn't quite catch it, and it's picked up by Leach into the red zone. Just
Leach
taken
has a
back
pocket
over
pick.
the line by Cameron. Zooks at the boards trying to get hold of the puck, picked up by another Quokkas, and it just filters behind there by Dravo, and she hits it into the boards. Into the boards by Cameron and back into the Quokkas offensive zone. Picked
Good
up
play there by
Nelson
Cameron.
there.
Cameron did a good job there. She knew that her players were heading off for a change. She just dumped the puck deep off the boards, forcing the Reds to have to go back and get it, and also giving her teammates enough time to get a good change.
Seen with the puck here, throws it into the middle of the neutral zone, and Richards manages to
A little bit lucky to get away with that one, Scene. That was a bad choice. Passing back to a player through the middle of the neutral zone does set up the Reds for a scoring chance.
Yeah, a bit of a doozy there.
And that's what it turns into, unfortunately for them. It's just a little bit of mishandling across the neutral zone, sets up that opportunity, and it's kind of a little bit of a giveaway. We just saw some smart player playing the puck up the boards, but a soft pass across the neutral zone does set up scoring chances, and as a result, the Reds now out to a 2-goal lead with a fairly soft goal, you have to say that one, not what they've would have expected. Everything else from the Quokkas has been highly contested. That one just a little bit easy.
Puck tried to be hit there by Cashin, but doesn't manage to get hold of the puck.
Referee signalling an offside by the look of it.
Face off won by the Reds there. Cashin picks it up. Nearly loses in the neutral zone and then hits it out to a Quokka. We've got Scene there. And going to pick up by into the red zone.
Lieber went for that high challenge in defence for the Quokkas. Did manage to get a handle on it, mostly clear the puck out, but Gallagher with a shot from the point.
That was a quick one as well. She
was, absolutely.
Had a good
That's
scoring opportunity there. Didn't
good chance.
quite
Did the
make
right
it
thing too.
past Watson
Fired
there.
it in low and hard, and that's what she needs to do. That was the right choice.
Yeah.
But in that particular instance, Watson was there to clean up the mess. So a 2-goal deficit now for the Ice Quokkas. They want to get this one back reasonably soon. They've been effective previously. It's the first time they've had not been in the lead, as best I'm aware. They did beat the Adelaide team 2-1. So they are used to pressure close games.
Face off won by Clark. Quokkas in possession and just hit back in, and they're still in possession now. And it's hit into the Quokkas offensive zone. McNabb going after it. A little bit loose across the net by the Reds. Until tries to smack up the back of the boards. And an attempt for a shot on net, bit of a block there by the Reds.
Nice defensive play. Maureen Ewart did a good job of lifting McNabb's stick, just denying that chance. It was a good play there by the Quokkas.
Pizzardi here trying to get a bit of a shot and doesn't quite make it.
Good positional play there. Eleanor Watson just shutting it down and forcing the shot high. And Pizzardi missing everything, goes over the top.
Kept in by West Lynette there. Little bit of fumbling at the boards.
Haydock was looking there for a passing option, but unfortunately only as far as Frost, who finds Newell. But back up into the centre of the neutral zone, and it's Antle who's being pressed. And the Reds lose possession and give it back to the Quokkas through the neutral zone.
And it's picked up by Gallagher there. Nelson, sorry. Puck travelling down with Newell, contested by Richards. McNabb in there.
A wall of yellow and black jerseys there, just preventing the puck getting through into the defensive zone for the Ice Quokkas. Good play by them.
Tipped in by the Reds into
and they've got time for a icing.
Got icing call.
So the Reds will be called back onto the ice. And with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the second, It is a 2-0 lead to the Melbourne Reds over the West Australian Ice Quokkas. 12 shots to 10. And no penalties so far in this game. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I've lost count of that.
No penalties. Playing a pretty clean game here.
Oh no, Annie Lieber got 2 for hooking. My mistake.
Oh.
sorry, Angela, you did get 2 minutes in the naughty box.
Long game of hockey.
It's been a lot of games of hockey, and we're only just starting.
And we've lost a stick here, but she's trying to, that's Zooks trying to play it with her feet. Dravo manages to
West Australia
contest the puck
force Leach to be offside there briefly, and that was good play by Lauren Smith, sorry. So Dravo doing a great job there of just owning that space on the blue line and making it really fierce to get across it. And the Melbourne Reds are offside, so we'll have a face-off just outside the zone. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in the second. By the time of the drop of the puck, it'll be closer to 1 minute and 15 or so. The West Australians would dearly love to get a goal now and get themselves a little bit of momentum going into the third. There's a lot to be said for momentum, especially when you're getting tired, and it's the third game. It doesn't sound like a lot, but they've already played 2, and they're now into their second period on their third game in less than 24 hours. In fact, I think less than 12 hours. Pretty close. Amy Thomas just putting the puck out.
It back in. Cashin goes for the shot, doesn't quite make it, and it's covered up by
exactly
Watson.
the right option there from Bron Cashin. She just knew she was under pressure. The right option there, fire the puck in at the net, force the goalie to have to do something. If the goalie has to make a save, the goalie might not make the save, and you may get a rebound, or in this instance, the goalie's frozen down the puck, and they've got the face-off. They've only got 20 or so seconds to go in the period. Can the Reds turn it into a goal, or can the Quokkas find their way out? They've got under 20 seconds to play in the period.
Cashin goes for another shot, and it's just swallowed up.
So Cashin, they're having a very disciplined game there. She's playing a good game in centre. I think it's a good position for her, and she's got that shooting instinct. Put the puck on the net and just see what happens. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. She's got 1 so far. The West Australians very slow with their changes. They're a bit lucky not to get done for either an offside or even possibly a delay of the game. They want to get that a little bit tidier. In the third period, the referees can sometimes be a little bit strict on that. So at the end of the second, the Western Reds with 2 goals. The Ice Quokkas 0 so far. 10 shots on the net for the Quokkas, 14 for the Reds. A much better second period for the Reds when they didn't look exactly on top of their game, and it looked like the Quokkas had most of the flow. In fact, in terms of shots on the net, it was Quokkas 7 shots in the first, Melbourne Reds with just a 4. But in the second period, that all turned around, and the Reds got 10 shots, 2 of them tickling the twine. And the Quokkas just the 3, so the Quokkas shut down a lot in that second period, a much better period by the Reds. Not that the Quokkas are out of it by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a better period for the Reds. They're getting a bit more structure. Lucy Parrington up there on the bench for the Reds, telling them how it is, just getting things sorted out for them, and they're prioritising getting the puck on the net. And as a result, you do that, you might just score a goal.
Yeah, the Western Australia, they need to tidy up the changes a bit. They are 3 hours behind, though, you've got to remember.
There's a few old jokes about that. But that West Australian-Victorian rivalry, we'll leave it well alone for the moment. You've got to remember that the people who are listening to this are listening in from Western Australia, not from Victoria. So our audience is not who we think it is. But all to say, we can give them a bit of a stir every now and then. We are good friends, and we use the same currency, so we're extremely good friends. I think the West Australians will need to do in this period is just made a couple of minor mistakes, which unfortunately one of them was a bit of a giveaway goal with a little bit of soft work through the neutral zone. It does happen occasionally. You make those slightly poor decisions. For them, it's probably still about 2 o'clock in the morning or something or other, depending on the time zone they're in. But I'm sure we'll see a bit more sparkle in the legs of the Quokkas. They want to get a goal up early in this period to give themselves some confidence. The Reds, on the other hand, would love to pour on the pressure and start putting nails in the coffin. We will see what happens.
There. Quokkas taking early possession of the puck in this third period. Antil tries to go for a shot and actually misses the puck. And then tries again, and it doesn't quite make it over.
Second time around, fired a slap shot.
And the Reds keep it out of the zone. Chasing it up the we've got Hayduck chasing it up the ice. Manages to steal the puck away for a moment.
That's Briar Johnson putting the pressure there on Haydock. It was a good sprint up the rink to put pressure on her. Did that very nicely.
Lester looking for a pass. Passes it over to Sobel there. He's getting it out of the zone. Haydock chucks it back in. No one there to really clean it up though. Clark attempting to block it, keep it in the zone, doesn't quite get it. Haydock in.
It's a big juicy rebound, another big juicy rebound. Lester gets her chest in the way and just manages to stop it, but a grade 1 scoring opportunity there created by McNabb. Sorry, Nicole Clark was the one who created that opportunity there for the West Australians. Very good chance indeed. Leach picks it off through the neutral zone, makes a blast up the middle, gets past Lieber.
Goes for a shot, a little bit wide off the net.
Didn't get much on it.
And the Reds go for another shot there. That was Krulak, doesn't quite make it.
This time Watson shuts it down, and the West Australians will get a defensive zone face-off for them, which, as we know, is a chance for a score if they can do it. Watch what happens with the Reds' defence. They've got Gallagher on the ice, and we know she's very competent in defence, very good at moving back early and very fast. There's a big juicy rebound. No one wants it.
There.
Gallagher, those safe hands for the Reds. Very difficult to score when she's on the ice.
Picked up by Wright. And Reds are running it up. We've got Krulak running it up there. Bit of contest at the board. Tries to look for a scoring opportunity.
Leach just not able to get a handle on that puck that bobbled across in front of her. The most tempting thing in the world.
Krulak back with the puck. Keeps it in the neutral zone. A little bit of pressure here from the Quokkas, from Dravo. Back into the red zone, and it's picked up. Picked up by Johnson, goes for a shot, and it's covered by Watson.
Johnson with another great scoring opportunity there. She got some lateral movement across the front of the goalie. You see it here on the replay. Moves across, and that gets the goalie moving, but just not quite enough to open up the 5-hole. The goalie has to move across to cover it. There's the movement. But it gets a nice juicy rebound, but then Watson picks it up herself and saves the second effort.
Face-off won by Cashin there. Reds have in possession. Trying to get it in that high slot position here. It's just following behind the net up in the corner there. And Cashin has the puck. Goes for a shot, and again, it's swallowed up by Watson there.
The Reds doing the right thing here. They just keep shoving that puck in the direction of the net and seeing what will happen. It's a good strategy to play. There is no such thing as a bad shot on the net, and they're creating a lot of those opportunities. Only two of them, have gone in, but that's all. You only need one or two of them to go in. It's a percentage game to an extent. No icing. The icing is wiped off.
Nelson with the puck in the Quokkas offensive zone. Not too many Quokkas around.
Getting a little bit tired. It's been a long game.
It has.
Like every other one, but still. It's been a lot of chasing, that's for sure, and it's been a dynamic game so far, and it is their third game in around about 12 hours.
Thomas with the puck for the Quokkas. Manages to get back to a red, though, with Cashin picking it up. Shot on net by West Linné there.
Did leave a big juicy rebound, but there was enough Quokkas back in defence to prevent a quality second shot.
Sobol keeps it in. Cashin going for the puck at the boards. And
there's a chance for the West Australians. The puck bobbling around loose through the neutral zone. It gets past Gallagher. It's Ancine who has a chance to get a shot on, but she's robbed. And that's Gallagher stealing it. The puck bounces back and forwards, and now we have a 2-on-2. Cashin and I'm not sure who the other one is. We can't see the number. Cashin takes another shot. It's the right option. Big juicy rebound driven off into the corner.
Dexness there with Cashin. Reds keep it in. And we're following it up to the corners here with the boards. Quokkas in possession.
We're down under 10 minutes to go in the third period. Reds still with that 2-0 lead. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Quokkas. Now it's the Reds who got back in numbers and sorted that out. They didn't get a chance to take advantage of that numerical situation for the Quokks.
A little bit messy here in the Quokkas offensive zone. Clark tries to tuck it in back over the boards. No one's really there to pick it up. Antil tries to go in to grab it, keeps it in the zone, and we've got a shot on goal.
Nice big juicy
By
rebound
McNabb.
for Leicester to deal with. It's still there, but the Reds back in defence. It was a great option by, I think that's Nicole Clark. No, Antil, sorry, who got that shot across and drove in on the net and made Taylor Leicester really have to work for that save. And there was a big juicy rebound, but luckily for the Reds, there was bodies back there to tidy it up.
And we're coming up to another face-off here.
8 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the third.
Quokkas managed to steal off the face-off. McNabb keeping it in. Kept in again by Zooks, and the Reds are clearing it. Coming up the ice for the Reds, we've got Leach with the puck. A little bit of filtration at the boards. And it's at the back of the net with the Quokkas possession.
So with just over 8 minutes to play in the game, it's the Quokkas who have to do all the work. The Reds can play a conservative, safer game. Again, they don't want to sit back on their heels and just watch it. But they don't have to score the goals. They just have to stop them being scored. So they can adopt a slightly more defensive strategy if they want. They probably won't. They'll probably go for more goals.
And it looks like that's what they're trying for, isn't it?
Frost
Shot on goal there by Frost. Leach with the puck just to the side of the net. Passes it behind. And it's still in the zone. And it's tucked out by the Quokkas.
Gallagher there did a good job of just keeping the puck in, but now it's a foot race to the corner.
Zooks at the boards, and Gallagher manages to steal it off.
Dangerous pass across the front of the net for the Quokkas, and there was a really good scoring opportunity there, but not quite able to get it in the net was Clark. She was in the right spot. She's in the right spot again, now being contested by Frost. There it is again, the pass across, but Frost doing a good job of just preventing Clark from getting stick on the puck. The Quokkas with a good little stanza here. They've got a few chances with some shots across the net, but the Reds through Gallagher clear the zone. But that's going to go for no. Leach wins the race, and so there's no icing on that call. I think Gallagher thought it was going to go for icing, but Leach won the race for her. He's caught a little bit on the heels there was Sayers.
Zada with a good pass off to Clark. Reds running it up the ice here. And we've got a little bit of dancing down the ice by Johnson here.
It's Bri Johnson
Tailed
doing
by
what
a few Quokkas.
certainly Bri Johnson doing what she's good at. So she's a pretty elusive puck handler. The Quokkas clear the puck out of the zone, but they're going to need at some point probably to damn the torpedoes and be more aggressive in attack. They're trying to. Certainly the last couple of minutes they've created some good opportunities.
Shot on the net, and it doesn't pass Watson.
So with a 2-goal deficit, just under 6 minutes to go, you're thinking, when do they pull the goalie? It's a little bit early for it now. But 2 minutes, 3 minutes, depends a bit on the flow of the game. How risky do you want to be?
Yeah, the Quokkas are getting a few shots on the net though. So you want to be sure if you're going to pull the goalie here. Gallagher keeps it in. Trying to hit it out by the Quokkas here. A little bit of a stumble at the puck. A little bit of a battle. Kazada good on the puck there. And the Quokkas managed to clear the zone. Red's pretty quick in the neutral zone to get it back.
And seen with a good forecheck there, just trying to put a bit more pressure on the Reds. They get into the zone.
Krulak tied up at the boards here, alongside a couple of the Quokkas. Gallagher manages to take it out, going for a shot, wraps around and gets blocked by, that was a good block by Hayduck there.
McNabb doing a good job too under pressure, trying to keep the puck out. If they give away a goal now, the Quokkas would have to say it's almost all over, but there is 2 goals to go, 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and 2 goals the deficit. What can they do? It's been a pretty good period for the Reds. They've poured on a fair few more shots, but they poured on 10 shots so far through this period to 6 from the Quokkas. But the Quokkas have had some pretty good scoring opportunities. And there it is from the face-off. They almost managed to get out of the zone. In fact, they do. So nice aggressive play there, and that's
Nelson there.
Danica Zooks doing a great job of putting pressure on Gallagher. Sorry, on Nelson. You can see how you can turn those face-offs very quickly into rapid counter-attacks if it works out. We've got another chance now.
Nelson working hard to keep the puck in possession here for
We're
the
into
Reds.
the CCM final 4 minutes of the period, final 4 minutes of the game, and final 4 minutes of the morning session of this CCM National Women's Tournament. In fact, 3.5 minutes to go now.
Reds with Quokkas with, actually it's quite hard to see who's got possession here. It's a bit of a stumble in front of the net.
Well, in the end it ended up being Eleanor Watson who has possession. Now we've now got 3.5 minutes to go, and the drop of the puck will be down to 3. Watch for that goalie to get pulled for the Quokkas. Are they going to do it? Or will they throw caution to the wind and throw everything forwards and see what they can do? They win the face-off. They win it forwards, and here is a 2-on-1. It's Gallagher being forced to defend. Shot from a distance, bounces wide. Gallagher turns, but only manages to pass it up ice to a West Australian. But now the Reds break out.
Cruzado with the puck running up, goes for a shot on net.
Misses everything.
Just finds the side of the net.
2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. 2 goals the margin. West Australians with another rush. They shoot from a distance, but it bounces off the pads of the shin guards of Gallagher.
Getting a little bit desperate here by the Quokkas. Couple of wide shots.
No indication that the West Australians are going to pull a goalie at the moment. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play, we have an icing for the Reds, which will bring the puck back now. Bad news for the West Australian team. Oh, someone's called a timeout, which is intriguing. It's our understanding that there are no timeouts in these particular games, but they've done it anyway. And if the referee says there's a timeout, well, the referee decides what the reality is. There's a timeout, whether or not that's how we understood it to be. We do understand that in the finals that you get a 1 minute timeout. Each team is allowed one. We weren't aware that you get one in the regular games, but there you go. What the referee says is the rules, and we will interpret them as we go. Perhaps that rule was miscommunicated to us as well. That's quite possible. But all the same, the West Australians with the timeout, perhaps discussing what to do. Or are they?
No.
Watson's grabbed a helmet, grabbed a glove, and heading over to the bench. Will they start without her? By the look of it, yes. So this is where, watch for them to throw everyone forwards. What you want to do in this situation is you've got to win the face-off. It is absolutely critical. If you win the face-off, you're good, and then you can throw everyone forward, and it's a 6-on-5. The Reds do not have the option of dumping the puck down the other end in lieu of an icing because they're not on a penalty. You have a numerical advantage, and the other team can't just ice the puck. But it's not stop time. It's a more than 1 goal deficit. So if they do ice it, it's not such a big disaster, but you do need to win these face-offs. This is where the centres really have to be switched on. And the hard part about face-offs, anyone who's played centre will know that when you're tired, it's hard to be quick.
Yep.
It's really hard to read the referee. It's really hard to be fast and win that face-off. So whoever wins this face-off is at a big advantage. And it is the Reds.
Wins it. Quokkas do good trying to get the puck back, following it to the boards as Zooks. A little bit of contest, a little bit of a stumble there.
So the West Australians with everyone forwards. They're just trying to flood the zone with numbers and create opportunities. You can see by putting bodies in the way, that's what makes the difference, because they've got that extra body. Does create a lot of congestion and a lot of opportunity. Big juicy rebound in front of the slot. Can they convert it? Another one right across the front. But Zuck's not quite able to get a stick on it. There it goes again for another opportunity. You can see how it creates that chaos in front of the net. The extra player on the ice all jammed into the slot. The West Australians not able to keep it in the zone. They're going to have to get onside very quickly. And they do. And then they don't. And then they do. And the puck jammed on the boards. And this is an opportunity for the Reds. And the trick for the Reds here is not to panic. What they want to avoid is the temptation to go all costs, try and score a goal at the other end. They don't need to. Just need to clear the zone and turn the West Australians around.
Yeah, you can really feel the urgency here with everyone. Reds are following it out.
Leach tries to break past, and she's going to get she's drawn a penalty on the West Australians, which will, I don't know why we're stopping the clock. It's more than a 1 goal deficit, unless we have an injury.
Doesn't look like we've got an injury here.
We are stopping the game.
We're going to have a look
anyway,
at the,
it's all good.
it's
it's all good. We'll just roll with it. In this universe, we obey the laws of physics. But it's all good. So we've got 5. Well, the clock is still ticking at the moment on the main timer. So we're not quite sure exactly what's happening with that, because that has technically ended the game. But maybe that was the timer for a timeout, which again, we weren't quite sure as to whether or not they were supposed to get timeouts. But if the referee's given them timeouts, the referee's giving timeouts, and that's just how it is. So I think we're going to end up with 55 seconds to play. The Quokkas with a penalty on Di Dravo for either a trip or interference on Simone Leach, and that will make it very difficult for the Quokkas now. They were doing well on that press with the 6-on-5, and you could see they created, probably in the space of 30 seconds, a good 3 or 4 really good scoring opportunities. They just couldn't quite get a stick on. So they put the goalie back on the ice now, and I can't help but think that's a bit of a conservative option. Go 5-on-5 and see what happens. You're going to lose otherwise. You know, you may as well give it a go. But worst case scenario is they score another goal. Best case scenario is you get back in the game. So it's very difficult to score 2 goals in 55 seconds hockey, but with a numerical advantage or at least tied up, you've got a chance. But then again, maybe the Reds get a bit overconfident. Their D are creeping in. You can see that. So if this face-off goes the right way.
A little bit of a stumble picked up by Leach there.
Brian Johnson's got to get done there for interference. Not sure quite how they could have that, but the clock should still be ticking. It is, so that's going to be the end of the game. Because there's only the 2 goal deficit, that little bit of interference is going to result in the clock being run down for the end of the game. So a bit of an unfortunate finish there for the Quokkas. They had a bit of a chance with the 6-on-5 earlier, created a number of great scoring opportunities, but the clock keeps ticking now because there's more than a 1 goal deficit. So the clock doesn't stop.
McNabb and Johnson in the box.
The little discussion they're having now is just running more of the clock down. So if they shut up and play, they've got a bit of a chance. But unfortunately, possibly a misunderstanding of the tournament rules. But we're now all over, and the Reds have won that one 2-0 over the Ice Quokkas. So I'll just bring you up to speed on how that stands on the ladder. So with the Quokkas having played 3 and won 2, lost 1, and the Reds having played 3 and won 2. That puts them even on the scoreboard for points. In terms of goals, there wasn't a lot in it, so we're still going to see the Quokkas in front of the Reds on the ladder at this point, but only just. And it's a count back on points plus minus. So the ladder as it stands at the moment, the Stingrays are on top undefeated, 3 games for 3 wins, and they have 6 goals. The Quokkas have 2 wins and a loss, and the Reds have 2 wins and a loss. But on points plus minus, the Quokkas' big win over the Furies has given them an advantage over the Reds. And the Adelaide Gems with 1 win and 2 losses, and the Furies with 1 win and 2 losses, and the Galahs at the bottom yet so far to win a game. Although interestingly enough, their plus minus is pretty good. The Furies, the ones who have not had enough goals yet to really make a significant difference. The Quokkas, no goals to them, but 4 against them so far. The Reds scored 2, but none scored against them. And so that is the state of play at the end of Game 9. We'll be back with you for the afternoon session, where there will be another 2 games each per team. There's 6 games this evening, starting at 3:45 and finishing at late. I don't know exactly what time it is, but it'll be quite late this evening. And so we'll be back with you then. So it will be myself and Brittany Jackson bringing you the games this evening, and we'll be back with you at 3:45. Let me just double check we've got the time right for that. At 3:45, we're in the Adelaide Hidden Gems. We'll be playing against the Melbourne Flaming Galahs. That will be an interesting matchup. Both teams pretty keen to strike back. The Galahs yet to win a game, So they will be hungry to get on the scoreboard, and the Adelaide team will be a little bit disappointed with their loss earlier today. They would love to get that one back as well and drive themselves further up the scoreboard. So we will see you this afternoon, or you'll see us. Well, you will see the hockey anyway. You won't see us, but you see the hockey at 3:45 p.m. this afternoon. That's Eastern Standard Summertime for the Adelaide Hidden Gems and the Melbourne Flaming Galahs. I can't wait. Bring it on.